Yeah, two different things. On the idea of sort of your imagination being sort of limited, and then at some point becoming confident up. And that's something that happens, I don't think just once, but many, many times, and it's still happening for me, and sort of tracking that course. One of them was a book by a science fiction writer named Anne Leckie, contemporary writer, her Ancillary Justice series. And in the book, first of all of the characters are referred to with she pronouns because the point of view character is from a people that doesn't have gender and really cannot sort of visually sort of clock what sort of gender means and what does it mean for other peoples, and so defaults to she for everyone. And I think that was the first moment that it really sort of settled to me that the degree to which gender is like so much built and constructed by the society that we live in, and that there could be that it's something that's learned, and like it's very possible that we could have ended up in an even worse timeline where, I don't know, some other sort of random aspect of our physical person when we used to sort of sort people into categories that sort of limit our beings. I mean, obviously that has happened with over the course of human history, but but thinking about, I don't know, the idea of like what I can write. The editor for my first book, In Unkindness of Ghosts, he asked me once in an interview that sort of all three of your novels that are out reversed, all of the protagonists use she pronouns, but you don't use she pronouns. You always talk about that. And are all sort of presumably like women or like woman-esque, the woman adjacent, as I know the phrase was, that's some point. Yeah. But every book sort of kind of has also like a trans or sort of gender questioning, gender non-conforming character as a side character or like romantic interest. It's like, let's not unpack it. So I got the book, the Leprechaun I have just finished, and that's will be coming out next year. It's the first time that I've written that where the protagonist is non-binary or genderqueer or sort of not doing gender how it's supposed to, gender buff, whatever we want to call it. And where I was. Something that I wanted to do when I wrote this character was for their assigned sex at birth to never have come out throughout the text. So you never know as a reader, that aspect of them. But then as I was writing, I was like, I write way too much about the body. Like I'm a very I write about the body and its functions, and it's very sort of visceral. So at some point I thought, okay, it's not going to work to have it this sort of stay obscured. It will feel a little odd and like unnatural to my writing style. And so I thought, well, okay, then I'll make the character a trans woman just because the amount of literature that we have that's out and that's coming out from trans writers is mostly not from trans women writers. They're not getting as much to tell their stories and are not being published as much. There are a few, but like I want to say, like my friend Rika was the first trans woman of color to be published by a Big 5 publisher, and that was last year. It's fiction. Oh my gosh, something else starts. So all that. Gosh, I'm sorry. Rika Aoki is her name. Sorry, Rika Aoki. Yeah. Fiction. The first fiction to be published. So like we do get our like memoirs and non-fiction, but yeah. Anyway, so But then I was like, oh, like if I take, and then I thought I don't necessarily like want to be the person that takes away. I don't know. Am I the person to like write this story? And even if I were to say, you know, even if I ask that question, yes or no, like what actually really matters is like the power structures in place. And it's like, why am I in the position to get this, to tell this story over somebody else?